I think Canada can do better than that. I think our country wants to do better than that. But if we're going to succeed, we as Liberals have to give Canadians a choice. Which takes us to the second meaning of the notion that we can do better. And by that, I mean you and me, rank and file Liberals, people like all of you here tonight in Fredericton or at meetings like this across the country. Our job as we choose great candidates, men and women of the quality of Pam and Wendy across the country are coming forward. Our job is to ensure that Canadians know how much we can do better and precisely how. Let me give you a few examples. We can do better at managing the nation's finances. We can fix the financial mess that Mr. Harper will leave on the heads of future generations, just as we fixed the mess that Brian Mulroney left Canada 15 years ago. Et nous pouvons faire cela, et ceci est important, nous pouvons faire cela non pas sur le dos des chômeurs, des plus démunis et des gens dans le besoin. We will do a better job of growing the economy, of creating jobs. We'll invest in science and research and innovation and the industries of tomorrow that will provide reliable jobs here at home. We can do a better job at protecting the very basic social foundations that have set us apart and set us above so many other countries. That means public health care. That means child care. And perhaps importantly, in this recession, that also means the public pension systems that so many seniors depend on for dignity in retirement. I think Liberals, under Michael Ignatieff's leadership, will do a better job of serving the interests of Canadians and Canadian families that Stephen Harper likes to pretend are like his own. Because as you see, he pretends to drink his coffee at Tim Hortons. Give me a break. Stephen Harper doesn't come from Main Street. He comes from Mean Street, and we've seen example after example of if Stephen Harper comes from Mean Street, I think we're seeing this week that Jack Layton comes from Sesame Street. Tonight in the House of Commons in the vote, I don't know if he's Andy more like Ernie or Bert. But think about this for a minute. Think about this for a minute. Jack Layton pretends that he has to support a mean-spirited, ideological government because he's so interested in getting these modest improvements to employment insurance. In the month of January, he voted against a budget that did 6 times more for employment insurance than the bill that he now says is so important. In January, like in June, he voted against the government on a confidence matter. He must have thought that it was a good time for an election in January or June. But all of a sudden in September, for Jack Layton, it's not the time for an election and we need to fight for the unemployed. Why? Because for the first time in 3 years, the NDP votes in the House of Commons were going to count. They were able to be against everything with no consequence. Well, tonight, when Jack Layton had to support Stephen Harper in the House of Commons, for the first time, he had to take responsibility for his own votes.